All right, my friends, we're gonna connect everything now on the high rings. We're talking about kipping, muscle ups. We saw swinging on the high rings and we saw the transition on the low rings. Now we're gonna bring it all together. So we're gonna jump up on these rings. I'm just gonna grab a little chalk, as we said earlier, for good measure. Just a little bit of chalk, just to be safe. The first thing we were talking about is just swinging. Small swing, doesn't have to be crazy. We don't really care where it goes. The first thing we were thinking about was where was the toes in front of us? In this case, toes around eye level is enough. Once the toes are at eye level, that's that toe lift. And what do? We follow it with that little hip thrust. That was what we saw on the band. So we had gentle swing. Once the toes are in front of you, snap the hips up. There's a moment as you're rising up where you feel weightless. That's where the transition happens. And the transition we did by bending the knees, keeping the hips extended, and then flexing the hips around the rings. That flexion of the hips around the rings takes us to that catch position. And once we're in the catch position, we're just gonna balance. That's our dip balance. So we head back on the rings. Once the toes are in front of me, I'm gonna perform the hips, then the knees, and then the sit. So it's toes, hips, knees, sit up. I'm gonna go on the third swing. Small, 1, 2, I balance. I don't worry about pressing out. I don't worry about trying to muscle through this thing. I just worry about connecting the dots. Small swing, toes in front, fall with the hips, get that knee bend, perform the sit-up, the exact same way we did on the low rings. And then if you've been practicing this correctly, you will be successful at getting over.